Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Scrappy Adam. Welcome to day 4 of 30 Days of Sketches with Christy from Christy's Beautiful Life. And we are on to day 4 with a sketch from Brandy Joe. And it's another double page layout. We have 3 in the first 6 days. How amazing! And it is a sketch for 7 photos. We have 2 presumably, but it could be what you want. 4x6 photos portrait here. You will have to excuse my hands, they are so chapped and cut and horrible. Don't know why. Then on this side we have 2 further 4x6 photos portrait, along with 3 smaller 3x4, 2x3, whatever you want them to be. We have lots of mixed media, and then we have 2 sort of pattern paper torn elements in each corner. That's what we've got to work with. I have got photos of Titan at Zipworld, which is a slate quarry zip wire. And it involves zip lining through an old quarry in Wales, which is amazing. If you ever get the chance to go, please do. I've got this paper, which is from a paper pad from Heidi Swap. I am umming and ahhing about pulling apart some paper pads. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. I know I've asked it before. I know we've talked about it. I don't know. I'm not going to do it with them all. So like my Vicky Boutin, Shamel, Paige Evans, I won't do it with. But with some of the other ones, the lesser known brands and other designers, older collections, whatever, I'm debating it to try and get it used. I've still got a lot of page kits to make for our continuing sketchathon after 30 days. But yeah, anyway, excuse me. This is from Heidi Swap. I think old school, don't quote me. And it's like an army camouflage. Figured it kind of went with the whole quarry, adventure, outdoor vibe. And then we're back with Vicky Boutin, mixed media backgrounds. I've got like 8 pads. I need to get them used, guys. And I have got the same one. So we are using the same one, except I'm going to use different corners. So as per the sketch, where the 2 corners, what I've done is we've left sort of the middle a bit blank, but not too blank. And then what I thought, we'll add some of this torn to each corner. That's the plan. In terms of embellishments, we have this big acrylic piece. Not sure where it's from. Not overly keen on it. It's very fragile. It's very thin. But it's adventure. We've got this explore with the trees badge. And I know that is from Redefine Creative. We've got lots of wordy bits. We've got some frames, some journaling, some stars, camera, mountains, flowers, all sorts of fun stuff. Most of which has come from Cocoa Vanilla Studio and Doodlebug. In fact, I think it's all come from Cocoa Vanilla and Doodlebug, apart from the 2 circle bits, which is Pink Fresh Studio. This is a fabric piece. And we're unsure whether we're going to use those frames or not. We may try some that the lovely Jean suggested. I'm not sure yet. We'll see how that goes. Okay, so let's get a bit of this torn. I am just going to go right in. And we're just going to tear quite roughly, sort of like that. So that's going to be one corner. And then we're going to do the same on this corner, probably about there. And we're just going to come up. I'm not going matchy. We're just going random. I will keep that because that could match some photos in another page kit. Let me just cut off this branding strip. So that is our corners stuck on. I've just moved the embellishments out of the way so that you can see what I'm doing. You'll have to excuse this up here. It is the new regime, the new sort, if you like. So this is our double page. I've got these 2 photos, which unusually is focusing only on me. They are going to go on this side. I've just matted them on a scrap of paper from this paper, which is from that French company that I cannot remember the name of. I do apologise. If it's something you want to know, let me know in the comments and I will check, because I still have the paper pack. I just can't think off the top of my head. And I am going to put these about here. Now they are higher up than the sketch, but that is okay. So on this side, according to the sketch, we have 2 and then 3. I love all these splatters here. We may add more splatters because this is all mixed media now, but we may not. I don't know. Let's see. So what I thought is I'm not going to mat all the photos. So I have got 2 photos to go here. Got one of Mick and myself, and then one of Mick, Tom, Chris and myself. You will have seen photos from this day before. But guys, I took a lot of photos. There's a lot of photos to scrap. Then I have a bigger photo. This is the Jeep Quarry Explorer. This is what we all went up in to the top of the Slate Quarry, which was one of the most terrifying experiences of my life. I thought we were going to fall off the top of the quarry into the quarry and die, but we didn't. We were safe. It was just very scary. We did have to wear our helmet at that point, which never, puts you in a good point, but yeah, it was good fun. And as I say, if you ever get the opportunity, please do go. It is in Wales, North Mid Wales. So we've got that one, which is a bit bigger. That's our focus. And then I'm going to use these 2 smaller ones, which I haven't matted. And these 2 focus on the actual zip line. So we've got the one down here, which just shows where you finish, sorry. And this one is part way through. This isn't us, because obviously we all went at the same time, so I couldn't take a photo, but this is exactly how we were. And it was on the day I took the photo. It's not like I've took it off the internet or anything. So in reality, that is the sketch. We have a few of these random plus signs and the title, which we're going to do next, but there is no really embellishment clusters dictated on the sketch, so we have free reign on that. What I'm going to do first is focus on the title. I know I want to use this adventure, and I know I want that to go in the middle over here. Excuse me. Then I've got these options, which are just random ones that I've pulled out. So we've got hanging out, which I thought would be good as a subtitle. We have got times, good times, but a bit punny, as Doodlebug do. Hello, and fun. So initially I thought hello adventure. Fun adventure also works. I'm not sure I like that green, so I'm going to say no to that. Adventure times, that doesn't really work out. I'm going to say no to that. So let's go hello adventure. It's a bit predictably boring, but it tells the story. So that's okay. So I'm just going to put a little bit of adhesive on the back of the hello. And I'm going to overlap hello onto my photo, which you know I do a lot. And then I'm going to use a bit of Nuvo glue. This is so thin, it's impossible to adhere to. But I'm really pleased that I've used it, because I did nearly just throw it away. But it's not that I don't like it. I've clearly bought it, so I clearly like it. But yeah. It's not my favourite piece of acrylic, it's just very fragile and thin. But we are on a stash bust. And I'm doing quite well. So we are using it. I'm not adding a load of adhesive because I don't need to. Okay, so then this is going to go about here. Make sure that's reasonably straight. We embrace the wonk, but we don't want it too wonky. And this A starts at the bottom of that H. So that is our title, Hello Adventure. It is going to stick. It's just going to take a little bit of time. Okay, let's move that back in. Let's refocus. And let's do some embellishing. Now, I'm not going to use this good times, but I am going to use this hanging out, because I just think that's quite funny. And I'm going to stick that on the photo there. We're going to use a bit of foam. So let's get a couple of foam dots out. Just adds a bit of a dimension to your layout. Always make sure you've got foam on hand, I say. Okay, so then that's going to go, I want hanging on the top photo and out on the bottom. And I want hanging to be roughly in the middle of the top photo. It's not quite centered, but that's fine. Excuse me. I also have a big old drawer of new flair, so we'll dig into that and see what we want to use. This also includes some teeny tiny epoxy flair as well. So let's just pop them there to remind me, because we know what I'm like. So that is our title work done. Hello Adventure hanging out. I would really love to use this Explore. I just don't know whether we need it really. Let's come over and get a star. So these are Cocoa Vanilla. Forgive me, I can't remember the collection. Is it No Limits? I think. I don't have any adhesive. I'll have to get some Nuvo. I've got an order in with sticks too. So adhesive shall be replenished shortly. Okay, so I'm going to stick this under these photos. Like so. So we've got that star there. And then we've got another star here, which I'm going to place at the top. Up here. And now I've used the grey just because that sort of folds into the background very nicely. So then what I thought is we could have this Explore over the top of the star. Yeah, let's do that. This one's quite fiddly as well, not quite as fiddly, but I do love this. I always found Redefine Creative had different and unique acrylic. Okay, so then that's going there. Just pop my hand on that and let that dry for a moment. There we go. So there is that. What I might do... No. I was going to say I might draw around the star to emphasise it, but I should have done that before sticking that on, so we're not going to do that. Now we have these circles, well, two halves of a circle, different circles. So I'm going to stick that up here just as a bit of a interest point there, and then potentially one on this side. As you can see, this one we've only got a little bit left. Surprised I kept it actually, but you know, I did. So again, this is going to bring that over. So what we want to do is carry some repetition over. So we've now got these frames, we've got this green, and we've got the background paper. Why can't I talk? So it's sort of like we've got this peeking out here and peeking out down here. We've got this up here, this down here, and so forth. Now what I thought with our frames, we have various frames. We've got all of these from Coco Vanilla. So 2 teeny teenies and a couple of bigger. Or we've got this Obed Marshall, which says, what's it saying? Smile. And I'm thinking of sticking it on our photo to emphasise a part of our photo. Now this is something Jean showed me and I love it. And I've been wanting to try it, so here we are. So I'm going to do it on this one. That is a fantastic idea if you've got a bigger photo, or as long as the photo is bigger than your frame. It doesn't have to be a 6x4, but to emphasize a part of the photo, but you want to keep the rest of the photo. So you can still see the background of this photo, you can still see that we've got the quarry and the green, but it's emphasizing me as the subject of the photo. So that is a fantastic way of doing that. So thank you for that idea, Jean. And then I did think about doing it up here, but I don't think that's going to work. So I'm going to say no for there. And I'm going to add those frames back into the new drawer straight away. Now we did bring in some colourful Doodlebug florals and a Paige Evans one. And a Doodlebug camera, but I'm thinking it might be a bit too colourful for this layout. Which is a shame, because I'd like to get a bit of colour in, but don't know, what do we think? Do you know what, I'm going to do it. And we'll use it on both sides. So I'm going to pop that. Within that circle, and then we're going to do the same down here, so we're bringing a bit of repetition down there. For this one I'm going to lift this photo up and we're going to pop that at the end of that circle. So we've got it just peeking out here and just peeking out there. We've got a bit of gold foil going on. This one I like because it's got a butterfly, but it's also got leaves. So I think that one fits in quite nicely. Not that I can find a place for it, which is fine. In terms of this camera, I'm not sure. I think it might be a bit... Yeah, not happy with that, so that's not making the cut either. We've got lots of journaling pieces, which I am going to add a couple, more so as tuckies. So I'm going to cut this journaling circle in half, and we're going to tuck this one in. So we're going to have a half of it there, and half of it here. Again, we've got that repetition going on. We've got this flare which has a bit of brown in it, but not too much. It's a little heart camera. That's going to go here. And then I wonder if we have another black mini epoxy. Now the only problem with mixing them all in is I can't find anything, but it's fine. We've also got that. I love these flare with the ink splatches and the sort of webbing. Why can't I talk? I'm so sorry. Okay, I'm going to use one of these flare, which is our new black rainbow heart ones. I just love the black rainbows, very simple. And I'm going to pop that up here. I'd like to use a couple of these mountains, but I'm not sure if we've got room. I do like that actually. I'm going to stick this on the photo, which I know some of you will gasp at, but I really like that. So we've got adventure there, and then I'm equally going to add an arrow on top of that. Sort of there. I love that little cluster we've got going on there. Excuse me. Okay, then we've got a few more tuck bits. So let's add a little grey label up here at an angle, and I will add the other half of that over here, just to continue that repetition. I'm not going to use all of them, so they can go back in the stash. I'm going to add this. Oh, I've got a sore thumb, I can't press down. I'm going to add this label down here, and let's layer in one of the arrows. This will be our journaling point. For me, it's just the date, location. I'm not going to be doing a ton of journaling. I quite like this, a what the, because it was definitely a what the kind of day, but I don't think that's going to fit either. Don't think that's going to fit. That's fine. And then we will finish off with some stars and a couple more flare. I am going to use these arrows. So let's have an arrow down here, and they're going to point in various directions, which I think kind of works for this layout because it's a double page layout, it's a zip wire layout. And then I'm equally going to add one going down, because that's the direction we went on the zip wire, of course. So that's going to go there. Excuse me. Then I think we'll add one of these mixed media flare over here. And then I want some sort of camera, rainbow or heart. We've got a brown heart. Let's do the brown heart, which is from the Boho Baby collection. I'm going to add that down here. Quite like the contrast of the neutrals with that. If anybody is interested in... Sorry, I slipped then. If anybody is interested in storage ideas or hacks for where to get the best storage, etc., then watch out for my room tour, because I've got quite a lot coming for that. I have spent a small fortune on boxes and drawers and storage things, but I think I've finally cracked it. So I'm looking forward to sharing that with you all. I am going to add the geotag there, and I'm also going to use this fabric piece which says live in the moment. I think that's from Escape the Ordinary from Pink Fresh Studio. That seems to ring a bell. It was the Fabric Ephemera pack, whatever that collection was from, and I'm going to place that up there. And now to finish us off for day 4, I'm going to add some of these stars, and I'm just going to use some Nuvo Deluxe adhesive for that. So let's pop one here. Some of these are hand drawn, some of them are solid, some of them are a mixture. Most of them, if not all of them, are Cocoa Vanilla Studio, and they will be various collections. I do love Cocoa Vanilla for their stars in their boy collections. Okay, so we've got one there. I did put this one in. This was Pretty Little Studio, another favourite brand. But I'm not going to use that one on here. I won't be using this big one either. So we've got, that's all we've not used along with the other ephemera pieces, so I'm happy with that. But we've got two more that I want to use, so let's add one here. And then let's add one more down here. Now to finish us off, I think I need a pen. Because we have all the pens. If I could just get to it. There we go. Just need to make sure it's right in yet. I'm going to write down here Titan at Zipworld. And just says August 2022. And now to finish us off, I'm really debating. I'm going to draw around this star. So it just gives us a bit of extra oomph. So I'm just going to do the same with this one. Not a fan of that one, but it's fine. So that is day 4 of 30 Days of Sketches with Christy from Christy's Beautiful Life. I really love how this has turned out. It's actually quite minimal for me, let's be honest. What I like about it is we've got these 2 pops of colour. And I say don't be afraid to add different colours. So this could very easily have been a monochromatic layout. And it largely is. It's green with black and white. But then we've added a pop of this sort of pink here and here. And then a pop of yellow. So we've introduced just a little bit of that colour. Which I don't think is out of place because we have got the red on the helmets and also on the harnesses. But otherwise, it's quite a monochromatic layout. I do love the way it's turned out. Thank you to Brandy Joe for today's inspiration. And of course, thank you to Christy. Tomorrow we have day 5 sketch. And it is a wreath layout. I do love a wreath layout. So I will see you tomorrow for day 5. Happy scrapping. Don't forget to check out the links down below. And hashtag 30C... Let's start that again. Hashtag 30DSCBL14. And then everybody can follow you on Instagram and see what you've been creating for this series. And I would love to see what you've been up to as well. Thank you so much for watching. Bye for now.